I just want to do a follow-up on personality theories. So personality is a complicated thing, but it's in the simplest form, it's our characteristic patterns of the way we think, feel, and act. So if you think about it that way, break down these traits into how we think, feel, and act, it does help. So let's take a look at an individual here. We're going to take a look at our friend SpongeBob. So Freud would say that his personality, the way he thinks, he feels, he acts kind of childish, he acts kind of silly, he has some patterns of behavior that he likes, like jellyfishing and getting in Squidward's way, etc. Freud would say that he's very much motivated by his id, probably because of the lack of development of the ego and superego, partially because, well, he really doesn't have any parents around and he's a kid living on his own. So if he, from a Skinner's perspective, is never punished for these negative behaviors and really seems to get away from whatever happens to him, well, what reason does he have to change those behaviors? So those patterns, those characteristic ways of thinking, feeling, acting continue because they get rewarded. Now, Rogers would say that maybe that lack of development, that lack of empathy and lack of unconditional love, because really his parents aren't around, has caused him to maybe have some behaviors that are needy, where he's constantly in need of Mr. Krabs' support and recognition because he isn't getting it from his parents. Same thing with Maslow. Maslow would say that he's probably at that social belonging and love aspect of the hierarchy of needs, where he needs that love from those around him. So you can see how some of his behaviors might be affected that way. If we were finally to look at the big 5 personality traits, and one way I remember them is by the acronym OCEAN. Openness, very open to new things, very willing to try new things. Conscientious, he is very caring and willing to take care of other people. He's very extroverted, outgoing, making lots of friends, and very agreeable and friendly. Is a little neurotic at times too, though. So we can explain those 5 traits, though, based off of these other personality theories that have developed. We can explain who SpongeBob is, his characteristic pattern of thinking, feeling, and acting based on these theories that we talked about. If you have questions still on personality theory, don't hesitate to ask. I'm here to help. So hopefully this helps, and let me know if you have other questions. Thanks.